Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Writer's Mind podcast. Today we are going to be discussing the trouble with our black youth. And I have a special guest today that do not want to be on camera as of today, but he's here to help me discuss these situations that we see going on in our black community with our black kids. So, just to let you all know, I've done research and it says that the young black male is 3 times more likely to be victims of reported child abuse or neglect, 3 times more likely to be victims of robbery, and 5 times more likely to be victims of homicide. They have the lowest completion rate, which is at 40% for school, and that 7.9% enter state or federal prison by the age of 20. Y'all, that's not good. So, I guess my first question to you, Mr. X, is what do you think about kids in school?
Well, I think that they have to be in school. I mean, it's the only way we can get educated so we can have a better life for ourselves. So,
right.
I think we need to be in school, but we also, when we're in school, we need to be taught. And we don't need to be taught lies. We need to be taught the truth. The thing is wrong with our black youth today is they don't know enough about their black history. If they found out more about their black history, then they could understand what road to take in their life. Right now, they're not on the right track.
Okay, so are you saying that you think the school need to teach more about black history?
I definitely do. I mean, because they only teach about, from what I can understand, is Martin Luther King with that one speech. He did more than that. He did a lot for the black community that they don't understand. They need to walk in his shoes, but they don't know what his shoes is like. So therefore, they can't quite comprehend. They sick of that one speech. They not saying it, but that's all they feel like that he done. But he done a whole lot.
Do you feel like they should know more about Rosa Parks and Maya Angelou?
Well, Rosa did that one thing, with the bus boycott. She got that started, but that's not all about, it's a lot of black history that they just don't know anything about. Maya Angelou, she was a great poet, and she understood a lot, and she, articulated a lot of things, but when it come down to it, they have to know the dirt. They have to know what really happened with the dogs and the fire hoses and why we didn't have rights and why we are like we are today. It's because of a lot of things that the government put in place to where we couldn't get ahead.
Okay, so you're saying that there are things that happened that a black race don't know about, right? There are some low down things, right?
Oh, there's a lot that black kids today don't have a clue. If they walked in our shoes, they would be better people because they understand the struggles. But they don't understand the struggles because they haven't struggled. I mean, they go out there. Sure, your daddy might not be home, but that's one problem. But it's a lot. It's just a lot that they don't understand.
Okay. So my second question to you is, how do you think the school can make it better for them?
Well, for one thing, they really do need to deep dive into black history. They need to not sugarcoat anything that they done wrong because they did a lot of wrong things. So
who is they and did a lot of wrong things?
Well, the people that was in charge. I would say the white people.
Okay. Because
they was the one that was in charge. All of them wanted to help us, but they was afraid of their own kind. So they had to stay in line too. Or their houses would be bombed and their churches would be bombed. And they would actually do what they was doing to us. Because the majority just didn't like us. And I still to this day don't understand why.
Okay. So coming up in past times, coming up in the 1800s, black people was treated unfairly. Black people was misused and abused. And black people done a lot of great things that no one talks about. Would you say that?
Yes, I would say that. I mean, during Reconstruction, blacks were given rights. They was they was they was in power. But then there come that certain person that knocked it all back down, and the Klan rose high, rose up, and it just started from there. And the Jim Crow came, and when the Jim Crow laws came, they really set us back.
Okay. So was it like we got some steps forward, but something always came back and knocked us back?
Yes, because we wasn't empowered enough to control our own destiny. Because when they gave us the little power that they gave us, it's like they took it all back.
Wow, I didn't know that myself. Okay, my next question. Do you think parents are kids' first teachers?
Yes, I do. What parents need to understand is whatever you do at home, they copy it. It's like you they first teachers, you they first love, you they first everything, the parents are. So therefore, if you don't teach them respect, they're not gonna have respect. And if you downgrade your boyfriend or husband because they done left or whatnot, you can't do that to a child because the child love you both. And when you do that, then the child feel like he's nothing because he got part of his pops in him or he got part of his mom in him. So when you say you just like your daddy and you feel like his dad is no good, then he's gonna think that he's no good.
Oh, okay. So one thing that I truly believe myself is that parents are their kids' first teacher. You are the first love. You are the first teacher. You are the first one that teach them how to lie, how to be sneaky. I mean, you teach them everything first. And then, they go out to the world, whether in school, whether to a babysitter or a daycare, and they pick up and learn things there. And we know that some of those things that they learn are things that are not taught in the home. So some of those things is what the parents think are bad, kids pick up, kids learn. And then one day you'll look up and you'll be like, where my kid get that from? Can you tell us a little bit, can you discuss a little bit about kids going outside the home and learning some of the things that you as a dad wouldn't have taught your kid or allowed them to do, have, say?
Well, you got to catch your kid early. I mean, giving them things, and that's not helping your kid any. Your kids got to learn respect. Your kids got to learn that they're not followers. Because once they begin to be followers, they're going to learn from the streets sooner or later. But if they feel like they are leaders, can't nothing teach them because they are leaders already. So if you teach your kid how to be a leader instead of a follower, it goes a long way in life because now he's a leader and he know he got to pull people up and let them know to follow me because I'm going the right route.
Okay, so next question. Do you feel like church, well, a relationship with Jesus, can help at male, and how?
Well, I'm a Jesus guy, so following Jesus is the best.
Do you think it's the most important thing in life to follow Jesus?
Yes, I do. Because like I said, I'm a Jesus guy. So to follow Jesus is to pick up your cross and to get in line. So therefore, in my mind, to pick up your cross, that means lift up your brothers and sisters, not tear them down. So if you're not tearing people down on your way to where you're trying to get to, you're going to make it. I feel that because you're doing it the Jesus way. And if you do it the Jesus way, then I never known Jesus to pick up a sword. I never known Jesus to judge a person. To do that, to stay in line with what Jesus teaches, is the best way to lead. Teach about love, and he teach about loving your neighbors, and he teach about, just not being judgmental and not talking about people. The biggest problem that people have, especially in the black community that I've seen, is we love to downgrade each other. So if we didn't do that, and we just love one another, you don't have to really love them.
But you got to care.
But you got to care about a person. Yeah. Because everybody is not lovable, to be honest with you.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Right.
But you just got to care. And if they're not lovable or something like that, then just stay away from them. But don't dog them out. Because they always, as long as they live and breathe, got a chance to change their mind and to come in and be something in their life, but never put them down.
Can you talk about the changes that everybody can make to help better them in their lives?
Well, yes.
And especially in this case, the young black male or their surroundings or their homes.
Well, let me talk to the young black male. One thing, we need y'all guys to pull up those pants. We need y'all guys to do better grooming. We need y'all guys to look respectable. But once in your life, just try to look respectable. I don't understand what make y'all think that this is our culture. That's not my culture, and I'm a black man. That's not my culture. Be groomed. Comb your hair. Put on some clothes. Put on a belt. Make yourself presentable. Make yourself look like you're not the scariest thing in the world. Be honest with one another. Get a job.
Jesus.
Get a job. Quit living on these girls who working their tails off trying to make ends meet for their kids, and you just laid up in the bed all day long playing video games. That's not going to get you nowhere in life. You got to get out there, you got to work, and you got to make yourself do something and be something.
So, do you have an idea of where the drooping pants come from?
I don't know where drooping pants come from. I heard it come from the prison system, but I don't see where they got the swag in that. I don't see where they think that's a real good style. I thought that thing would have faded away 20 years ago, but it didn't. It still lasts to this day. Don't nobody want to see nobody's underwear. You walk around here, I see boys stealing stuff, holding up their pants with one hand, running from the cops it's just disgusting. And they need to cut that out. That's the first thing they need to do. The second thing they need to do is comb their hair. I like the afro, trust me. But when we had afros back in the day, we kept them combed, packed down real neat, because we always cared about the way that we look and the way that we presented ourselves outside of the home. But y'all guys, not all you guys, don't get me wrong, this ain't all black. When you go out that door, you should be respectful of yourself to understand that I got to look good because I feel good. If you don't feel good, you're probably not going to look good. So I don't understand the pants drop. I really just don't.
Tell me, how do you think having a relationship with Jesus or being in church can help the young black male?
Well, it's like I said, you need to get everybody, in my opinion, need to find Jesus. And you need to understand, when you find Jesus, your whole life changes. You look at the world differently. You don't get in trouble. You try to stay out of trouble, because when you begin to find Jesus, you try to walk like Jesus. And it just, you just need to do that. In my opinion, get in a church. Church will accept anybody. I don't know a church that won't. It don't matter what church you go to. Get in there, just listen. Just sit back in a corner and just listen and try to find your way. When you done lost your way, that's the best way to find your way. And all of us will fall into place.
I am one to truly believe that everybody in the world needs Jesus. Every race, every gender, I think they need Jesus. We're saying black males here because that is the trouble we see with our own. And we all know that is surely the trouble of the people that the news is portraying that's always doing something. Every time you turn on the news, there's a black male killing, destroying, breaking into something, doing something that is scary or ain't nice, and he's destroying himself. And let me just say this for any black male that is listening. When you do something, you not only hurt yourself, you hurt your parents and all your family and friends that care anything about you. And let me tell you, the ones of you that's out here killing your own kind or killing anybody, you don't win. You lose your life to the prison cell, and the next person may lose their life to the grave. And then you know what? You got parents on both sides. You got family on both sides hurting, wishing that something could be changed. And most of you who are out here doing this stuff, you're not that brave for prison. You don't know what it's like. And then when you go do this dumb stuff, because it's dumb, then you go run and hide. That lets you know right there you're not ready for that prison life. maybe try to be the big person. Try to talk things out. Try, to just walk away and go home. It don't make you weak when you try to be the big person. It don't make you weak when you try to, just go on about your business and let the words people say, roll off you. And if it do hit, and if those words do hit you, guess what? Don't lose sleep on them, because guess what? Them people are not taking care of you. Those people are not doing anything for you. Mr. X, can you tell us something about, can you elaborate a little bit about what I just said?
Well, to be honest, you killing a part of your parents. You killing your kids, a part of them, because now they're gonna be missing you. They love you. I don't care what you do in life. Your mama gonna always, and your daddy gonna always love you. If you do something stupid, you have hurt them. You have hurt them seriously. They can't sleep. They can't eat. They can't do anything. Now you done broken them just by being an idiot out there in the streets. So that's what I say about that. You just can't do it. Then the person that you killed, they got family that you done took away from them. So now they got scars for life because of something that you've done. And it's just a waste of time. Now you on paper, you in prison, you have no more freedom. You don't know what freedom is not like until you don't have it. So when you don't have it anymore, you get up in court and you're crying, it's too late. Jesus. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Being a dad and being a granddad of sons, grandsons, what advice would you give to them that could be helpful advice to the young black males out here that is getting in trouble and doing all these crazy things?
The advice I give you is be your own leader. You lead your own life. Don't follow everybody out there in the street, because everybody out there in the street is not your friend. So if you're following them to some bad, sinister place, it's where you're going to wind up, in some bad and sinister place that you're not going to like. And when you go to prison, you're going to lose your friends because they're not coming to visit you. So my advice to you is be your own leader. Lead your kids. Be a leader. You cannot be a follower. Anytime anybody is a follower, it's a big mistake. Because if you following one person, if you can't follow Jesus, when you're following other people, they're not going to lead you in the right direction. You have to follow Jesus. Jesus is the truth and the light. If you follow Jesus, you'll get your life together. But first you got to find out who he is. And don't be ashamed of trying to find out who he is. It's not a shameful thing. It's Jesus. He died on the cross for us all. Not me and anybody else around me. Everyone. He died for everyone. So get your stuff together. A right to do anything in this life that you want to do. You'll be surprised at some of the things that you could do that you thought you couldn't do. You need to find out what that is. Whatever it takes. But do that. You need to get into the church. The church will help you out. Don't be hollering about, oh, the old people at that church. No, it ain't about the old people at the church. It's about the word that you're going to receive. And the church is God's body. It don't matter about the people in it. So you come there, you don't come there for the people. You come there for yourself. You come there to listen, and you come there to learn.
And I always say that, you know what? Everybody in the church do some kind of sin, because no one is perfect but God. So their problem is not your problem. Your problem may not be their problem, but guess what? We all got something we're working on. We all got something that tangle our feet. So don't think the church is perfect. Don't think you can't come to the church until you get it right. Come to the church just as you are. Wounded, sad, mad, come and get help. I promise you, if you come and just sit there, sooner or later, something going to get a hold onto you, and you're going to like coming in. You're going to continue coming, and you're going to start taking this step to improve you, to improve your life, and to make better decisions. I remember when I first started going to church, I sat sort of like in the middle, and I just sat there. Didn't know a scripture, didn't know anything about God, other than knowing that, okay, this man supposed to be a good man and supposed to be able to help us. And I sat there. And then sooner or later, I learned scripture. Sooner or later, as I sat there listening, I learned some stuff about the Bible. And something just grabbed hold to me, and I didn't let go. I've been in church since 1995, faithfully. And you know what? When I can't go, I feel lost. I feel lonely. I feel like I'm out of place. So I suggest you to try Jesus. And I think he can help you with your life, with your situation, with whatever you got going on. Don't be ashamed of your problem. Don't be ashamed of your trouble, because like I said, we all have them. Just seek help. Seek God first, and then he'll send someone to help you.
Amen to that.
Okay, Mr. X, we know there are some parents that don't parent well. We know that there are some parents that do their best. There are homes with a single parent. There are homes with both parents. There are homes with praying, strong grandmothers. And you know what? A lot of kids are raised the right way, but they somehow get with the wrong group, or they somehow get grown and smell themselves, or try different things that may lead them down the wrong path. Can you talk a little bit on that?
Well, for one thing, kids are going to be kids. They're going to experiment and they're going to do this and that. But it all goes back to what I said before. You can't be a follower. When you out there, you know what your grandma taught you. You know what your mom taught you. You know what your pops taught you.
So do you think it's important to have both parents in the home?
I've always thought that was important. I mean, sometimes both parents can't be in the home because of situations. And sometimes, you know, they have family elsewhere. I mean, it's just the way it is. But I'm going to tell you like this right here. The thing that I hate worse about that situation is the fact that you let some of the kids know that they had brothers and sisters. No, they're not. You got to put in their mind that they are brothers and sisters, and that they get along the same as they lived in the household with you. Because when you go to Holland Half, somebody's going to feel left out. But when they feel like they whole brothers and sisters, they fine. But yeah, I feel like it's important to have both parents in the household so that they can get control of the household. If not, then, you know, one parent can do this. But the child that you are raising have to know that they cannot be led. They have to know that they are in charge, and they'll help you protect that household. If you got a son and you the mom, and, you know, you'll see a difference in that son when you let that son know that he is needed. And he got to be there for you. Therefore, he's not going to get in trouble.
So what do you think about single homes where mom are raising the son?
Well, when I think about this, sometimes it can be kind of tough because it's hard to raise a black man.
So do you feel like a man it's very important for a man to be in his son's life, to raise him?
Dad need to be there, if dad can be there. But if dad not there, a good man have to be in that child's life. It could be a coach, it could be a pastor, it could be a big brother. Anybody that could keep this kid on the right track. He got to be kept on the right track, because if not, sometime the mama can do it, but if not, the street's gonna do it. And the streets is not made of nothing but devils, in my opinion.
Okay, you explained the black male getting on the wrong track and how he can recover or come back. Or do you think it's possible to do that?
Yes, it's possible to do that, unless it's too late. If you robbing and killing, it's too late. Because once you go to jail for those kind of serious crimes, you pretty much can throw your life in the garbage can. But if you out there doing little petty things, it's time to get in. It's time to let it go, because it's not going to get you anywhere. It's a dead-end street for that. That's not the way to be.
So you're saying like there's a big amount of years for robbers and killers. So if you going at your 20 and staying in there for at least 20 years or so, when you get out, you think it's going to be hard for them to change?
No, it won't be hard for them to change. What would be hard for them is the fact that they haven't lived out here for 20 years. So if you haven't been out here for 20 years, you might hear something that might scare you to death, because you're not used to being out here. And then if you get lonely, because once you get back out here, the friends that you had went on. Some of them got on the right path, got married, got kids, got into the church, preachers and deacons and all this kind of thing. Now you lost those friends. Because when you left, your way of life was another way of life. Now they gone. So it's a waste of time. Everything done changed from the time that you went in. I mean, I know people that went to prison. I ain't seen them since they've been gone. I have a brother that been in prison for about 27 years. I haven't seen it.
Jesus.
Because I won't go to the prison. For the simple fact is that I needed you out here. You chose to go there. I don't choose to go there. So I'll take any phone calls or anything, but I'm not that guy. So a lot of people ain't that guy. So by the time he get back, everything that we did 20 years ago is over. We can't. I'm not even able to do it. So, you just throw your life away when you do that. So you miss out on a lot. Your children done got grown, got their own life. They don't know you because you've been gone 20 years. They done got grown. So even though you have love for them because you know they're yours, you don't know them.
Jesus.
And they don't know you. So all they know is daddy in jail. They wanted to come visit you. They probably did visit you a couple of times, but not every week. So therefore, they don't know who daddy was and why did daddy get in trouble.
Wow.
So daddy don't want to explain that kind of thing. Daddy shouldn't go to prison. Not for those things. There's a lot of traps out there that'll get you going for nothing. Stay out of them traps.
Talk about the traps.
The traps are like if you say you pick up somebody and they done rob somebody down the street. Guess what? When the police already saw them get in your car, you're a part of it. So now that you're a part of it, you ain't got enough money for lawyers to get yourself out the mess.
Jesus. You
going to prison for nothing. Just because you were with them. And if they killed somebody in a home and got in your car, you're done, buddy. You are done. So you got to be careful in life. You know who your friends are. You know how dangerous they are. So many serious things that I could talk to on that I don't care to get into because some of it is it's very bad. And you would cry if I told you some of the things that I've heard out there. But being out there selling drugs, let me tell you black guys something that's doing this drug selling. You do know that you're tearing down your folks. You're tearing down your people. Every time you sell them something.
Jesus.
Now I know some of you might say, well, he gonna get it from somewhere. He shouldn't get it from you. Because if you got any good in you and you love anybody, and if you love your brother man, you cannot partake in his problem. You cannot keep his problem going by selling him drugs. You're destroying his life. You're destroying his life and his family life. Because he on drugs and they don't know what to do about it.
Jesus.
But there you are selling. Thinking you getting money and you getting all this fame and you wearing these gold chain. All that stuff is for naught. Selling drugs is the worst thing a black man can ever do to another black man. You might well stab him. You might well kill him.
Oh.
Because for the simple fact is what you have done. You have killed his soul. You have killed everything that God has put in him by putting them drugs in him. Oh. So therefore, when you do that, you're killing yourself. Because now you're a partaker in killing this man. So therefore, if you're a big time drug dealer and you love what you're doing and la-di-da-da, you the big man don't care. No, you're not. Let me tell you a quick story right quick. I know people, women, that have brought their daughters to the drug house because they don't have enough money to buy the drugs. They sell their 9-year-old, their 8-year-old daughters. Jesus. So if you think this is some kind of glorified situation, you is sadly mistaken. Because for the simple fact, you destroyed that girl who got to live with that the rest of her life. Because she going to understand what you done to her as she get older. And ain't nothing she can do about it. Now she out there in the streets being exactly what her mama set her up to be. So if you think that selling drugs and all of this, riding around in these fancy cars with the fancy rim, get a job. Every time I put a rim on my car, I paid for it out of my pocket. I never sold a drug in my life. I never took a drug in my life. The reason why is because I can't be led. Because I am a leader. So therefore, I'm telling every black man that I know, and some white guys that I know, be a leader. Take control of your own life. And quit trying to kill other people's destiny. Because this is exactly what you've done.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
So, there ain't too much I can speak on that. Unless I had all day, and I don't.
We don't.
No. So if I had all day, I could tell you a whole lot of stuff that don't make no sense to me. And it ain't all about white people killing black people. You got some hateful white people that glad that you destroying each other. They glad. They put the guns in your hand so that you can kill each other because they know you're stupid and gonna do this. Why are we stupid? We
Talk about them putting the drugstore, the liquor stores and things in our neighborhood.
They put the liquor store, they already know, everybody know that they put the liquor stores in our neighborhood because we are a downtrodden, depressed type of people. When we don't get things to go our way, we look for the bottle for the answer. It's not in the bottle. It's not in the pills. It's not in the dope that you smoke. All this stuff is deteriorating you. So by the time you get 30, you're going to look 80. You got to understand this stuff that is not good for you, you shouldn't be messing with. Now, I understand that you got to go through some things, but when you go through them and you hear something, you need to come out of it. Because can't nobody help you but yourself. So therefore, you're doing all these crazy, stupid things. Guess what? It's not going to last long. You can sell all the drugs in the world, get all the money in the world. Guess what? They come to get your money. They're going to confiscate your cars. They're going to take everything that you have and put you on an orange jumpsuit. And that's going to be your life.
Lord Jesus.
So when you get back out, the only way you know is to sell drugs again. And you're going to repeat the cycle. You might well be on a generational curse. Because you're going to keep doing it. Because you don't know no better, but you do know better. Somebody got to tell you that you can do better. So if nobody never tell you that you can do better, then you're going to continue to do the same thing that you're doing. After day, you won't have nothing. I learned this a long time ago. I own nothing. Everything that I got is borrowed. And I got it from Jesus. That's why I keep it. But now if I got it the wrong way, I won't have it. Because the cops, the law, everybody who know that you got it, come to get it. And that's just the bottom line. You got to live straight and you got to live right. And my brothers that love to drop these pants and think they swagging, it's not that. It's just, the thing is, the woman is lonely because most of y'all are locked up. So they don't care if your pants drop. They want you because they lonely. If you pull those pants up, you will see a different woman. She'll want you to have things because she see the good in you. But right now, she just see a dude in you. So, you know.
They're giving her the goods that she wants.
Giving her what she wants. The loving might be good, but if you know about loving, it ain't going to last long. It can't last long because it's too good to last long. But if you really love that person, it can last forever. So you have to be careful with what you're doing. All that playing out there, hey, well, to my brothers out there, if you think that having a lot of women make you a man, you're wrong. What makes you a man is having one good loving woman that you can love the rest of your life and make a life with. Stay home, do the right thing, go to work, enjoy life, go on vacation, do all the things that you need to do with that one person. But make sure that person is the right person. Don't go picking up the wrong person just because. Make sure that that person connects with you. Make sure that person loves you and you love that person. That's the way to be a man. Nobody is perfect, absolutely not. But make sure you just do the best you can and live your life right. Pull those pants up. Please. It is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life to do that. And walk like a man. Don't walk like a slave. You're not a slave. Walk like a man. Walk with your head up high and stay your butt out of trouble. And that's pretty much all I got.
So, Mr. X, I thank you so very much for coming here, being with me.
You're welcome very much.
I have enjoyed discussing this matter with you. And y'all, we're going to end it here. But please remember that we are always improving and never perfect. Enjoy, everyone.